Hey, what's up, guys? I've been sitting here for like the last 5 or 10 minutes, like trying to decide like exactly what I want to share specifically on Grey Knight stuff. And I think I am just going to play a turn one and kind of talk through literally everything I do, why I'm doing it, and then I'll essentially cut. I'll do their turn, and then we'll just kind of break down the game from there. I think like if I can break down like the first couple, like 2 or 3 turns of the game, I think that will be very cool. So if this style sucks, and it's whatever, we're new at this, so let's do it. Okay, so we went first, and we scouted up our rhinos, so we got a set of 9 of these guys. We're playing. Our opponent is playing Emperor's Children with triple 5-man Lord Exultant, 2 Noise Marines that they're a strat reserve, a 6-man with no character here, Lucius, double Demon Prince, etc., etc. So, looking at the table, he scouted up. He probably can't scout that far, but so they scouted a Lord Exultant unit, a 5-man right here. They've got a Lord Exultant unit with 2 of them in this rhino up here, and his Demon Princes are staged to, both go do stuff on the primary objective. So when I look at the table, the first thing I'm gonna look at is where is his strongest flank right now? Like what side of the table does my opponent have the most stuff, and what side of the table are they most likely to kill me? And the answer to that question is clearly down here on this side of the table, right? Because if I was to like shove a rhino here or whatever, the odds of this rhino surviving are basically 0 because you get hit with Noise Marines, the rhino can charge it, Lucius gets to charge, and we don't really need to go down there, right? Because we're going first. So our mentality when we go first with Grey Knights is primary denial, not primary scoring. I don't know if that makes sense, but the more we deny the primary here and keep the game like ideally close and kill them, the better for us. Because we need the tempo of this game to be very, very fast because we want him to have all his stuff out and getting fought by us by turn 3 or 4. Because if we sit back and do nothing and just like score primary and like trade with him, we're gonna lose because Emperor's Children is so fast that they could just go on bottom turn and go score all this stuff. Okay, so turn 1, we are going to say we drew Area Denial and Sabotage. A very realistic turn 1 scenario. For me, I'm likely not going to attempt to score Sabotage. Number 1, it's a trap. And number 2, that would be an 8. And then he could just go get like a 2-point challenge, and then he gets a challenger card or whatever. So our goal in this turn is going to be to score Area Denial. Kill it. Basically, it's going to be to score Area Denial, kill this unit, and set up Shadows of Anarch for this unit. Okay, so this is my list that I've really, really been liking lately. It is 2 strike squads, 30 purifiers, 1 with Crow, a 2 5-man interceptors and Razorbacks, and then a 10-man interceptor like on the table, and then 3 rhinos, double Razorback. Is kind of where I've been at lately for this list. It's kind of like a melee pressure style Grey Knight list. And I think it's very good in Banishers. Okay, so get the talking out of the way. What we're going to do now is we're going to look at the tools that we have access to kill this unit because he is tagging both of these. So we need to get 2 OC on this point and kill him. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we are going to put a lot of faith in our 2 interceptor units our interceptor unit here and our interceptor unit here to take care of this unit. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to disembark from this rhino with our strike squad that got us a free scout, which is very cool, very fun. All right, then these guys roll in advance. Let's see what they get. Cool, they get 5, so they get to go 11. They are gonna just finagle onto our home point. Okay, so now we're gonna get sticky here. This rhino's got 10 purifiers in it, so we don't have to develop it quite yet because that is definitely gonna be like a later game play. Now, normally if we went second, this Razorback would be used to contest this point. But since we're going first, we want to set up to contest his point on his turn. We have no need to go drop our intercept unit here and like maybe get it killed. You could take a couple pot shots at the rhino, but I'm not going to like waste our time with that. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to set this up here, and then we're going to take some shots down the line with this Razorback, probably at that rhino down there with our last cannon. Okay, so next, now we have an empty rhino. Notably, an empty rhino does fit 10 interceptors in it, right? So what we get to do is this rhino is going to pivot and move here. so that it is going to be scoring area denial, which is very cool for us. This unit gets to jump over the wall. Now you have two different options here, depending on the faith that you have on your units to kill this one. To either invest them a little bit further up here, and they're going to jump back into the Rhino, or you can leave them here and they get to fire and fade back over the wall. Based on what I know about Emperor's Children and where he has his Noise Marines position in this deployment, I know that this Rhino is going to be relatively safe unless he commits his Demon Prince. And if he commits his Demon Prince or these Infractors, I'm very happy with that because he's not going to be able to shoot and destroy it and then charge the guys inside. So I'm going to be very, very comfortable dropping this unit right here so they get to shoot all their stuff here. Now, next, we've got a strike squad in here. Again, we don't have to develop this unit out, so we're just going to literally just move it here, drop 2 OC on it, and note you want to keep enough space so that if it gets blown up for some reason, they get to fall out right here and hold the point for you. Right, then next, we've got these guys inside. They are going to get out. This is the Interceptor unit. They move 15. Okay, so they get to go 15. Or sorry, they don't. So they get out 3 and then move 12. It's like sort of matters. Okay, then I go 12 like this. Right, we're gonna finagle this Rhino a little differently because we do actually. Come on, buddy. There we go. We do really want to make sure that all these guys get to shoot. It's actually not incredibly critical we full kill this unit because he's going second here. So he's not actually going to like score primary or anything. What just matters is that we kill this unit, this guy specifically, because I believe it's just him that is giving. So we got to kill basically these two essentially. So our opponent has to start pulling from this side first, which means that we can shoot this unit last. Otherwise, he's just going to give us area denial. Hope that makes sense. Because if he, let's say like we shoot this unit first and we kill 2 and he pulls from here, we just don't care anymore because we scored area denial and this unit is like not going to be super threatening on our turn. Okay. So then this Razorback is going to scoot up. Develop there. We're not worried about deep strike because he doesn't have any. All right. And then this Rhino honestly would just kind of pivot and go this way. Because we're not that scared of Emperor's Children shooting because a Noise Marine is down here, and what we're doing is we're isolating this side of the table because even if he jumps out, he can't really kill anything of note, right, with his 18-inch range. So we're essentially kind of removing this unit from the game on turn 1/2 by simply ignoring this side of the table because we know, based on what he has over here, we're going to be able to contest it with our trade piece, which is our Razorback and Interceptors. Hope this is like not rambling, but I'm just thinking out loud for you guys everything that I think about when I play. This Purifier unit does not need to do anything this turn, and we are going to go. So essentially, our shooting phase is going to look like this. So we would shoot this unit first. I guess they could have opened here. This unit first. Am I missing one? We'll do this. I think I may have given them a little too much movement, so we are actually just going to be able to go. We're just going to go like this. And put this back where I had it. So I'm not going to go roll all the trash dice necessarily, but based on my experience, I'm like very confident we'll kill most of this unit, and we also like have a grenade if we want to like go for points because we're going to pitch our thing for a CP. So I'm going to roll all this stuff and come back for kind of the recap of what the Emperor's Children did on their first turn, and then we're going to show how I would handle turn 2. All right, so I'm back. Emperor's Children turn 1. We did hit the tank shock to kill the last guy here in this unit, but I was worth it for the 5 points, and I'm going to be pitching a card, so I got 2 CP. And now I just wanted to, I was sitting here like, how the heck are Emperor's Children going to play this turn? So I just wanted to talk about why I think this list specifically is so cool in a lot of matchups. Is matchups that have a hard time like killing a transport and then the guys inside have a hard time into this list. And this list does a lot of damage. It swings up into most of Warhammer 40k because you get lethal sustained or lethal or sustained with the detachment rule, and purifiers like shred stuff on objectives. So I don't want you guys to think I'm like trolling or throwing games like as the opponent just to make Grey Knights look better. But like I was gonna initially just play Emperor Children's turn and like cut back to it, but I'm like looking at it like, God, this is so good for us here. So let's break it down and like what our opponent can actually do here and what happens to them because they went second. And now keep in mind we're also playing Grey Knights, so like if we go second, we're just at an inherent advantage anyway, right? So if we can solve the going first problem, which I think this list really helps with, then you can just play your army when you go second, and you're still just like strong Grey Knights. So our opponent has a few different options. Now, could he kill these rhinos? Absolutely. I'm not sitting here saying these rhinos are in any threat, any danger of living, but let's talk about like what he has to commit to go kill these rhinos. So his number one option is to just go like this and contest primary, and like basically go like that, drop Lucius here, score his secondary, stage the Demon Prince, whatever, and just contest past turn. We get a 5, right? That's option 1, which sounds terrible, right? Option 2 is he has to develop this Demon Prince and this Infractor unit to go after this Rhino. In which case, his best case scenario would be the Demon Prince kills it, like on the charge / punching it, and then the Infractors pile in and kill what's inside, or some of what's inside. Because keep in mind, that's a 10-man 2-up armor save unit that's inside there, and he's got no coterie buffs yet. So it's not like he probably kills like 6 or 7, but even then now I get to kill both the Demon Prince and the guys inside essentially on the crackback. And then option 3 is he just sends this unit in melee, kill like the Rhino, and then the unit inside, and he goes and kills it. And then the guys just get out, then they get to run around moving 12 inches. Because interceptors are so good. I love them. So I think the best play, like if I was my opponent here, like frankly, like option 3 actually is to disembark and stage his guys here. These guys like can like stage here, and then the Rhinos both go and contest, which forced me to have to deal with the Rhinos, which might actually be a pretty good play considering where the board is at. But however, if he stages these guys, right, this unit is so fast, it gets to go kill one, like almost guaranteed. So, but he can put one here, and then Lucius gets to protect it with Heroic, which is very good. But I get to charge the Razorback first. Sorry, I'm just so many plays. I love it. So many plays. So I'm gonna go pick one that I think might work in this scenario, and we will cut back to it. So just a moment. Alrighty, so we're at the end of the Emperor Children player's turn. Again, I'm not like the best player at the Emperor Children ever, but like that seemed like a decent turn for us, or for them rather. So they killed the Rhino, piled in, and they were to kill 7.5 of these guys, and our crackback killed 2 of them. They scored Bring It Down / no prisoners, so they got a nice little 6 on their turn. And then pass over to us. So we only have really 2 eligible things for pickup here, and we'll just pick these guys up because we can. And then they're engaged, and we need them to stay for sticky. So we go to our next turn. We're going to draw Engage on all fronts and Marred for Death. Our opponent picks, let's just say 1, 2, 3. Or, yeah, 1, 2, 3. Or pick Lucius because he's hard to kill. And then we have Engage. So not a great secondary draw for us. However, we're going to get a 10 on primary. And we'll go to 3 CP. He didn't need to use any CP. Okay. So now what we're looking at is what can we kill and what's the least amount of resources we can invest to kill different things, and how can we put him on minimal primary. So we've got I think 1 LC here, maybe it's 2, I'll double check in a second. And then we have 2 things here that we would very much like to get rid of. So we have access to a lot of damage too in this attachment. Notably, this guy is going to be able to tank that. However, we have an anti-chaos 4+ strat and a bunch of ways, a bunch of tools to get rid of this guy to get around that. So these dudes need a battle shock. They fail, so that's very sad. And let's see how we can break down this turn. So We got 10 purifiers here, 5 interceptors here, strike squad here, and an interceptor unit here with Crow and another 10-man purifier in deep strike. So we can handle this pretty notably well. So what I think I would do here in this play, he was very unaggressive with this Rhino. So what does that mean? That means this Rhino I can effectively remove from the game on this turn with some very cool movement shenanigans with my interceptors. So I will show you that right now because I do like the idea of making that Rhino not be able to go counterplay us next turn. So we get to go there. We get to fly out 12. Okay. Very cool. And then we do sort of want some help shooting this thing. So we are going to move our Razorback right here so we can support that and tow this objective. Alrighty. These guys are going to fall back, so we'll see if any of them die. One is going to indeed die, which is okay. And then they are going to fall back into the Razorback. Alrighty. So now we've got them for like doing stuff later on. And now how are we going to deal with this unit? So there's a few different ways to do it. Number one, these guys, which is kind of what I love them for. So they are for sure going to get out and get in position to either kill these guys in shooting or die for it. And then this Razorback gets to go right here with a 10. And contest this point from Lucius. So we're doing multiple different things with this unit. We're denying primary, and we're setting up to hopefully do a low investment killing these guys. Alrighty, and then the last thing we're going to do, okay, sorry, I had to think for a sec there. So I positioned this a little bit differently so these guys could kind of run in a straight line at the Demon Prince. So we're coming up on the end of the turn. We just have to keep in mind of the like a potential like them coming in from strat right here and hurting us. So we are actually going to advance the strike unit. They get an 11. So they get to go screen out that corner, essentially. So maybe they can't come in our deployment zone yet because it's only turn 2. Okay, so this is screening out this corner here. These are actually pushing out this a little bit. He could wrap it over here, but we don't care. And yeah, so that is sort of how I would like to move here. So keep in mind, we still have a strike squad in here that can do stuff, and a 2-man interceptor in here, and this is empty now. So we have a lot of different things we can do here, and notably these guys could also fire and fade into this Rhino. So notice how I'm like bouncing between vehicles with the interceptors and things like that. They can do some very, very, very cool plays. So my mentality here is to, again, we're contesting, and our goal is going to be to kill both of these guys. And then I'm going to illustrate this specific play really quick on how I can effectively remove this from the game without interacting with it too much. So they would actually shoot down this way, and I'm going to say they do nothing. But then I get to fire and fade 6. Okay, so I get to go 6, 6, 6. Sure this is legal. That was as far as he could go. And then 6. Okay. So he cannot get his whole unit out here. Meaning his only option to disembark is actually going to be on this side of the transport. The transport can't move through me because that is how the game works. Those are the rules. And he can't fit models like back here specifically. So in order for him to like try and do anything, he has to disembark on this side and then run over the top this way. I could have maybe positioned a little better to end up like this, so he just can't run over the top that way. And I think I'll just make sure I do that just for sake of showing you kind of how I use intercept units to remove other units from the game. Okay, so see how that position, all of it is legal. And just to illustrate a little bit further, if he wanted to disembark this unit, frankly, I'm not even sure that he can. He can't even disembark it right now. If it was further up, it could have got shot, I suppose. But the way it currently is, this unit is essentially stranded in here. Okay? And the only way for this unit to get back in the game is for these guys to get killed at this point. and that means he's going to have to commit his Demon Prince. So this 5-man unit is essentially putting back 2 full Infractor units and 2 characters from playing the game for an entire turn, because there's nothing this vehicle can do. Now, some of you may have been thinking, okay, why didn't you charge it? Well, when you charge a vehicle, it can Desperate Breakout and drive over the top of you. When you do not charge something and simply move block it like this, it cannot do this. It is not allowed to do that, and you can't do anything like that. So there's different scenarios to use both, but I just wanted to illustrate kind of how I do this. And now I'm effectively removing this unit from the game and allowing myself to more or less score this primary again. Okay, so I'm going to go through the fight phase, roll all the dice honorably, etc., and then we will come back to their turn, and then I'll probably call the video there at that, unless you know. All right, so at the end of the turn, we were able to kill Demon Prince. I rolled it like 4 times, and I killed him all 4. I killed him every time, all 4 times. So I was just curious if I got lucky or not. But essentially, the Purifiers went 4 for 4 on killing the Demon Prince there. He did take a couple wounds from the Hunter Killers that we hadn't shot yet, but yeah, they one tapped him like 3 of the 4 times, and the other time they did like 7 or 8. So Purifier is really good there. They hit their sustained on the rolls, and yeah, moving on. So Fire and Faded back into this Rhino so that we can develop to do stuff next turn. We have this trapped, like we discussed. I have a 2-man in here and a 5-man strike squad here, and we still have a 20 guys in Deep Strike. So the mentality I have is like, how long can I keep my small resources alive without having to commit anything big? And if we're looking at it, we've killed quite a decent amount of things with our opponent having to commit to kill our transports, which is what we're looking for. Now, there's a couple other things that are going on. So these guys are open to trigger a miss. So this Demon Prince basically has to make a 9-inch charge. Because they're in the middle of the table and we have all this stuff screened, he's only going to be able to shoot me with the 1 unit of Noise Marines by moving them here. And he has to deal with this Razorback that is empty with one of his resources on the next turn. So since we knew he had the Noise Marines in strat, we wanted to put our best resource in the middle here. Now, it is only turn 2, so he does not have to bring it in yet. But currently, his Noise Marines could like walk on and kill what? So we're always thinking like turns ahead with this army, because we can be wherever we want, and our opponent can only be one place right at a time. Now, Emperor's Children is specifically very fast, but when you're in Strat Reserve, you are limited to the edges of the table, right? So we know we screened out this with our Strike Squad. This Razorback's pushing it all the way to here. This side of the table is screened all the way to here, and he can't come in my deployment zone until next turn. That's another reason why I pushed up these guys, is so I could push back that strategic reserve Noise Marine unit. See, I'm always thinking like turns ahead here when we play this faction. And now what's going to threaten this unit is a Demon Prince that has to make a 9-inch charge. There's literally no other way for this Demon Prince to interact with this unit besides making a 9, which again, that does happen, but a 9 is better than a 1, right? So now we are going to look at how our opponent's going to handle this turn. My assumption is what they should do is kill this Razorback probably with Lucius. I really do like the idea of the Blastmaster unit going in here, but again, guys, something else I just noticed while discussing it, and it showcases just the power of Shadow of Anarch or whatever it's called in this attachment. So he can't shoot us from currently where he's at, right? And this is something I'm actually going to make a video on specifically, but it's coming up exactly in practice right now, why Shadows is so strong and why I love this specific Granite list so much. So here's his options, right? If he drives this vehicle here, right, to shoot me, what happens? He's wholly within the terrain. That's where he has to be to shoot me. I'm within 9 now. So now I could Shadows of Anarch, okay? He has no other, his only option to shoot me is the trick that I actually showed you guys. He gets to drive this here outside of 9, which is terrible. Lucius will move here. So he gets to go here outside of 9 and then disembark on this side, and he gets to shoot through the terrain. But if he wasn't able to do this like type of move and say this was like a tank or something that shoots them, he can't shoot you essentially with this unit, which is so cool. But yeah, that's kind of how we're gonna break down the turn. And then now our opponent is starting to lose resources. So we are going to be able to rapid ingress and come play on this primary because we know we've trapped this, so we don't really need like Crow's support up here. And Lucius is clearly going for this. So we're going to be able to rapid ingress our Crow unit now on the top because our opponent could preemptively bring in his Noise Marines here, right, to like effectively screen us. But then like we just carry even less now, and then we get to rapid after the fact, and we get to go find another spot to go do it. Like we could even go here. Like there's a lot of open spots on the board right now just because of the way that the game has been going. So I'm gonna roll out their turn really quick, and then we'll be back for our turn. Alrighty, so I kind of sat through like how this turn should have gone for our opponent. So these guys shot this and they made this charge harder. In hindsight, maybe I don't do that play specifically, but I'm just gonna live with it for now. Demon Prince missed the charge. For what it's worth, he didn't roll a 9 either time. Up here, these guys came in from strat to kill these guys because if this guy wanted to commit for the middle, these guys would continue trapping this for the rest of eternity. So they came in and were able to kill this whole unit, and then this made a 10-inch charge into this Rhino. So that was good play on their part. Now they're contesting this primary, and then we did rapid our non-Crow 10-man down to this side to deal with these two things. So he did 9 damage to the Razorback. Unfortunately, he did live. However, we're not going to hold the point. And that is really it for their turn. Turns pickups, we would actually just pick up the strike unit because we can now since our home point is sticky. And then we can just look to kind of play the game with what we have left. Because keep in mind, we have a interceptor squad that is in this Rhino. We have a strike squad that is in the top Rhino. And we have the 2-man guy that survived that combat in this Razorback. And then Crow, notably, does have to actually come in from Deep Strike on this turn because he started the game there. Now, these guys could have been there the whole game, and I did not want to rapid ingress to commit Crow here because he's going to be able to bring in his unit of Noise Marines to counterplay this, unless we do a certain play, which I'm going to show you. So, all right, here we go. Let's play through my turn. One moment. All right, so on my turn, no challenger. We're going to get a 10 because we hold the middle and our home. This is contested, and we do not have this. Let's see. Let's drew us some bad cards this round. So we'll do. Let's go recover assets and assassination. How about that for this turn? Recover assets is okay, and assassination is either this guy or this guy. I'm not sure that we're going to get either one this turn because we want to leave him in combat so we can't heroic and clean up these 2 units down here. So starting the turn, I think I like moving these guys this way. Because my goal this turn is going to be to clean up this this flank of the table. So that way he can stop scoring primary here because we finally have the resources down this way to go for it. And then we are going to make sure we hold this side. The only issue that is over here currently is we don't have a way to deal with this Rhino. However, I'm very okay with just leaving my stuff in here and like allowing this unit to run around because once again, like this matchup like may have accidentally be cursed for them because if they get out and like charge and start killing stuff, it doesn't really matter because Crow gets to drop in and like shred them anyways. And then this 5-man unit is going to do something. Honestly, what I like, the play I like here the most is screen out like back here so we can't like bring the Noise Marines back. And then, no, because I have the Strike Squad to do that. We don't really need to do that at all. What do we have? Like a lot of resources, guys. This is very cool. This is very, very cool. I think, honestly, I just drive this Rhino right here and tell him he has to come kill the guy and the dudes inside. This 2-man unit that is still alive, it could, I think, honestly, what I'm going to do with it is they are going to get out. They're going to go, let's see, they get out right here, and they get to go 12. And then they're going to recover assets. So it'll be, and then the strike squad that I picked up last turn, it almost always comes back down here, but you never know. They come back here, and they get to go screen the game very well. And that is likely going to be kind of our turn here. We want to start like trying to kill stuff, but we don't really have any way to get volume over here. And this is sort of just going to be there because we are we're gonna shoot this with this. Okay, so my goal this turn is to kill this, they're gonna drop right there. Ooh, hell yeah, look at that kickflip, baby. So we're gonna kill this, hopefully kill this, and then we'll have Lucius alive, who's gonna be able to deal with something here, and kind of go from there. So let me roll this out, we'll see what happens. And then Crow will drop in, actually. Crow will drop in somewhere very safe, very likely, so he'll just drop. We don't want, we really don't want him to get like shot by the units coming in from reserve. I guess that they could walk in there and shoot him, so let's just drop Mr. Crow right here and screen this out all the way. Because again, we don't really need Crow for anything on this turn, because if he gets this unit out, which I'm going to make him have to do, if he gets this unit out, Crow gets to pick up and then come over here and shoot him. Alrighty, so let me roll out this like turn/phase, and I'll be back. Alright, so coming into the charge phase, the Purifier shot and killed all this unit, and I'm going to show you guys a very cool trick to get around fights first, if you guys are unaware of it. So currently, Lucius cannot heroic because the Razorback is here on 1, and believe it or not, the Razorback did do got through 5 damage on Lucius with the last cannon. So cool way to get around fights first. So let's see if I just roll it naturally. So we'll declare a charge from these guys here first, so they get a 9. So what we can do is we get to go. Let's see, let's call it 7, 8, 9, right there. Gonna go there. The rest of these guys, I think, have to base. Yeah, they do. So now, hopefully, we can maybe finagle these guys. So let's do their charge. They roll a 7, so we'll go base, base. Okay, these guys are base. Okay, base, base, and then now nobody can base. So we can go like 7. And 7. So now he can go like this and fight into Lucius. So I'll explain how that works when we get there. So actually, let's do it right now. So we would have the big unit, the 10-man, go here first. So we'll have them go. So we're going to go for sustain since they full roll hit. So boom. So we got 30 attacks from the 10-man Purifier, hitting on 3s, 6s are sustained. And then wounding on 5s, full rerolls. So that is now 13 AP2 saves on this guy. He takes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18, 20 damage. By the way, that same math into a knight, just saying 20 damage from that. Cool, so this guy dies. And then now this unit gets activated, so it gets to pile in 3. 3. 3. Okay. So only 2 are going to get to swing, but Lucius notably does not get fights first against this. He would have actually fight first and killed this. But yeah, so now I get to swing with, actually they could be here. So 3 guys, let's just call it 3 guys into Lucius. So we're going to go for sustained as well. I get it, so it's going to be 9 attacks. Okay, we rolled really good. 1 miss. Oops. 3s, full rerolls. Or no, 4s, full rerolls. And then he saves, so he takes 1. This could be bad. Feel no pains. He does die. So very good, very close, but we rolled like really bad there. So now we have this flank. We've got the 10-man and the 6-man having this flank. This is here. The Noise Marines could likely pop on and kill a bunch of them, but we are in a very, very strong position now in this game due to the amount of transport we still have left, and he's down to the 2 guys in here and the Noise Marine units that we've kind of been pinning over the course of the game. So I think it's really it. I'm not going to go through the rest of the game. I think the game is pretty much over at this point. Essentially, what's going to happen is our opponent has to bring in his Noise Marines. The Demon Prince's going to fly down and kill stuff. It's possible like this whole flank could get cleaned up, but then we've got Crow to deal with like this top side, because if these don't get popped, we're going to continue to score primary, and then toward the end of the game, we are going to just build a very good primary lead and go from there. So a little bit of a rambly video. If you guys don't like this type of format and you prefer the like shorter stuff, I'm very happy to like go back to doing that. I just thought I would play like a game, almost like a mini battle report against a faction that is pretty popular, using the strategy that I'm currently using for Grey Knights. I would say this is a very strong matchup with what I'm playing specifically, and with the way that I played this game, I think was very good. Any Ambrose, if you guys play Ambrose Children and I played like an idiot, I'm sorry. I was mostly just trying to showcase like the Grey Knight mentality for this matchup. But yeah, that's really it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next.